In this video, I'm going to go over how to replace a component on a bill of material. If a component, also known as raw material, needs to be replaced or changed with a different component on a bill of material, there is a function in Sage X3 called components, which is found under common data, BOMs, replacement, components. This function comes handy when the component to be replaced exists on more than one BOM.
Before I do any changes to the BOM, I want to go to that BOM, check the settings or check the components on the BOM, then we'll move to use that function. So I'm just going to go to Common Data, BOMs, Production BOMs. The one that I'm interested in changing is called FIN0002, and I can see it has 5 components. One of the components that I'm interested in changing is called COM004. So I'm just gonna look at that COM004. Unit of measure is unit, and it takes stock link quantity is 1. So just made a note of that, and I'm gonna move on to the next step. To start with this function, first I'm going to enter the component to be replaced, which in this example would be COM004. Then I will enter the alternate component or the new component that I wanted to exist on these BOMs. In this scenario, it would be 00RAW. Once that is done, I will tab out of that field. Then I have the options to enter the quantity factor, application date, parent product, or I can leave these fields blank. Then on the next screen, I can do the modifications that I need. Once that is done, I'm going to click OK. Once in the Replace Component screen, I have a list of production BOMs that have the component COM004 on it. Here, I can leave the valid column to yes, so all the BOMs can change, or I can select the BOM that I wanted to change. So in this scenario, I'm going to set all the lines to no except the second line, because I need to change on the FIN or FIN0002. Once I leave the valid to yes, I'm going to scroll to the right just to verify the information. I'm not changing the quantity, or I'm not changing anything else, although you can change, for example, the valid from, you can make it to a future date or today's date, and you can set the valid to. So once the changes are done, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Once that is done, the system generates a log, which means the changes were successful. Going back to Common Data, BOMs, Production BOMs, the BOM that I just changed, which is FIN0002, you can see on line number 5 for sequence 55, now I have the new component. If I scroll to the right, I can see the unit link quantity is 1, and I can see the valid from is today's date. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, that for the old component or the component I changed, the system did not delete that one. Instead, it set it to valid 2, so it added a valid 2 to this column. For example, if I go to the reference date here and I go backward 1 day, and click tab out, you can see that on line 5 I have the existing component or the old component COM004 with valid 2 as the date I changed this component on. So this is how the replace component works. It does not delete the existing component. Instead, it just set it to give it a valid to date, so we no longer see it when we use a future date.